Hello, I'm Karthik Desinghu, and in this video, I'll be presenting my team's idea for the Smart India Hackathon problem statement GR915. The problem statement is titled Pattern Recognition to Identify Marine Animals, and this was proposed by NIOT and the Ministry of Earth Sciences. And this problem statement falls into the software track. To start off, currently thermal cameras are being used to track warm-blooded animals in marine environments, and however, there are a lot of cold-blooded lethal species that, such as crocodiles and sharks, that actually cause a significant threat to swimmers near the coastal regions. So the problem statement basically asks us to build a pattern recognition system to identify them with using high-resolution optical cameras and alert swimmers near the coast. So this slide basically represents the conceptual setup of the equipment and infrastructure that we'll be considering to develop the pattern recognition algorithm. Labeled as one here, we have the data acquisition buoy, which is basically placed at a strategic distance from the coast well into the sea, and it is equipped with two sets of sensors. There are two optical high resolution submersible cameras, one that is facing downwards and one that is forward facing. In addition, it is also equipped with a hydrophone for a secondary soft alert system. The camera records live video feed and transmits that through RF communication over to the base station. The base station houses the pattern recognition algorithm. I would like to highlight here that this pattern recognition algorithm that is labeled 3 is the core of the proposed solution of this team, and that is exactly what is expected from the problem statement as well. So essentially, the base station uses the pattern recognition algorithm to identify if a lethal species has been detected somewhere near the buoy within the field of vision of the buoy. And if it does, it immediately sends an alert to the swimmers and coast guards through a personalized wearable device like, say, a smartwatch, based on a notification that is visual, field-based, as well as auditory in nature. And as a fail-safe mechanism for that, it will also blare a public alarm near the coast to alert the coast guards and avoid a single point of failure. Um, as an extended support to the optical system, we also have an hydrophone on the buoy, which will be set to detect typical range of marine animal frequencies. And whenever it does so, it does not go into the details of actually detecting the exact species, but it simply sends a soft alert back to the base station through the same RF communication. And a soft alarm is blared just to warn that there might be a dangerous species approaching the coast. Once again, to reiterate, this is only the conceptual setup of the equipment infrastructure that we'll be using to build the pattern recognition algorithm, which is the core focus of our problem statement and the solution we're proposing. So we will now walk through the pattern recognition algorithm that we've developed. This slide basically represents a broad picture of the workflow that we've adopted, and the steps and methodology will be discussed in detail in the coming slides. To give a broad picture of how the pattern recognition algorithm pipeline is structured, the boy basically acquires live video feed, and this video feed is pre-processed frame-wise, and then detection and localization algorithms to detect marine species are applied on each frame, and each box is then classified to detect the exact species that is present within that frame. And having detected the species, we determine if that is dangerous or not, and depending on that, we trigger the alert system. So that is a broad picture, but going at it step by step. We've started we start with the data set that we are going to use to build the pattern recognition system. The pattern recognition systems algorithm that we've proposed is based on neural networks and machine learning methods. So we will be taking open source as well as proprietary data sets for training and testing these algorithms. So this basically gives a broad picture of the open source datasets that we've considered. This is from Kaggle open source, and we're basically considering two sets of data, one with 9 species of fish and one species of shark, and another data set with 5 different species of shark and one species of alligator. And to particularly mention, we have taken into consideration the white-tipped shark, which is a very deadly shark and is one of the most commonly encountered ones in the Indian Ocean. The lethal species on this slide have been highlighted in red, just to indicate that. We have also considered a proprietary dataset, and we've collected this dataset ourselves with the help of the Underwater Acoustics Research Lab at SSN College of Engineering. This data was acquired with the help of the SOFA Trident underwater drone and from aquaculture water bodies. And the setup can basically be seen on this slide. So to describe the dataset collection, this was collected from two places, one in Muttukadu in Tamil Nadu and another from Chengalpattu in Tamil Nadu, both of which were aquaculture water bodies. And a few sample images of the data collected from these sites can be seen on the slide as well. Moving on to the next step, the data that we've acquired from the underwater images are prone to a lot of artifacts. And as we go deeper into oceanic environment, there is low illumination, and there is a need for pre-processing algorithms to enhance image visibility for better recognition by the algorithm. And hence, this is an important step in our processing pipeline. In the current approach, we have applied image restoration and image enhancement, and we intend to apply motion deblurring and noise reduction techniques as well later on. So For image restoration, we have tried out the algorithms that are now visible on the slide. The leftmost column actually indicates the original image, and every subsequent column indicates the results of applying the respective image restoration algorithms. And we have basically chosen to go forth with image blurriness and light absorption IBLA algorithm for image restoration, which is highlighted in green here. And in making this choice, we have taken mostly two things into consideration. One is the processing time. Given the nature of the problem statement, it is crucial to keep the processing time very low so that the swimmers can be alerted as soon as possible. And in addition, we have done a qualitative analysis of how good the images are during training, as well as just to see how well the features are highlighted after each restoration process. And these are the two factors that we've taken into consideration to choose the image restoration algorithm. Likewise, for image enhancement as well, we have tried the following algorithms that are now detailed on the slide. And we've again chosen to go forth with contrast limited adaptive histogram equalization, or CLAE in short, along with unsharp masking as well. So the image would basically be passed through the IBLA algorithm, and that result would be passed on to the CLAE algorithm, and finally to the unsharp masking algorithm. And yeah, again, once again, the factors that we've considered are the processing time and a qualitative analysis of how well the algorithms perform on our dataset in enhancing the visibility. Moving on to the next step in the processing pipeline, we once the image frames have been pre-processed, we go on to detect and localize the species from that. So so a marine species detected on a frame is localized by drawing a bounding box around it, and to do so, we have used the YOLO V3 neural network. We have trained the YOLO V3 through transfer learning, and it was pre-trained with the COCO dataset weights, and it was fine-tuned and tested on our own data. The sample results are visible on the slide on these videos. And as you can see, the bounding boxes around the fishes are visible quite clearly. We are also currently working on annotating the proprietary dataset to get a quantitative measure of the localization model's performance by comparing a region of overlap of the bounding boxes. But at the moment, we have video results to basically support the fact that our YOLO V3 algorithm is actually performing reasonably well. So after the localization, the next step in the processing pipeline would be to identify the species. So each bounding box is separated out from the image, and the species that was detected within this box is passed through the classifier to identify the exact species. And based on the species that is identified, we would just use a well-known mapping of species to whether they are harmful to humans or not, to determine if the species is actually lethal. And depending on that, we would go on to trigger the alert system that would once again, just to reiterate, would send out a personalized alert to wearable devices, to coastal guards as well as swimmers, and also blare a public alarm. So for the classifiers, we have tried two different learning architectures, both based on neural networks, the Inception V3 and the MobileNet V2 algorithm. We initially compared both of them on the first data set, which comprised of 9 fish images and 1 shark image, and the MobileNet clearly outperformed the Inception V3 network. And so we chose to go forth with MobileNet, not only because it achieves better accuracy, but also because it's lightweight and much faster to train. And like we already said, the inference time is a very crucial aspect for this specific problem statement. So the MobileNet V2 was then trained on another dataset that had 6 classes, 5 of sharks and 1 of alligator. Now this was a slightly more challenging class to train on, because there are 5 species of shark. There is going to be a much lesser interclass variance as compared to the case before. And we've chosen to take up an alligator because the problem statement has specifically described saltwater crocodiles, and given the structural similarities between alligators and crocodiles, we've chosen to take on alligator as one of the classes we want to classify with. And back to the broad view of the workflow again. So we've gone through each steps to quickly iterate over them. We have used 2 different sources of data, one proprietary data that was acquired from 2 different sites. We have also used open source data from Kaggle. And then we go on to, so the images, the video captured is pre-processed frame-wise, followed by detection and localization, and drawing a bounding box around a marine species in each frame. And this is then followed by identifying the species and determining if that is going to be lethal or not, and therefore then blaring the alarm system. The pattern recognition algorithm sample results are now visible on the slide, and it basically highlights the entire pipeline of the model of the algorithm itself. So the original image, after image restoration, it can be seen that there is one prominent fish clearly visible in the original image. In addition, there are 2 fishes in the background which are slightly better visible after image restoration, and after applying image enhancement, which was basically unsharp masking and the CLAE algorithm, the images are much sharper now, especially at the edges. So the edge features are highlighted, and followed by that, we perform detection and localization, and the YOLO V3 algorithm manages to draw bounding boxes around each of these fishes. We then extract out the regions within each of these boxes and pass them on to a classifier, and we classify each bounding box into its correct category. And depending on whether that species is lethal or not, we would again trigger the alert system. So this is the current status of the pattern recognition algorithm that we're proposing. We would also like to highlight a few unique selling points of the algorithm and the overall system that we are proposing. We have used proprietary data, and we have tested and trained on extremely blurry videos and image frames. So with that, if we are able to achieve quite good results, and the problem statement specifically mentions high definition cameras. So we believe that we should be able to achieve very good results. Even in real time as well, based on. So this basically serves as a very good proof of concept. We propose deep learning models that are again tested on data, proprietary data, like I just mentioned. Alert messages to smart wearables is another unique selling point. And for this, we'll be using services of the cloud to do so. And in order to avoid a single point of failure and just sticking to a single alert system, we also have a public alert system that would just blare an alarm in public so that the Coast Guard can be alerted if in case the personalized alert systems fail. The use cases of our algorithm would basically be for the obvious case of underwater marine species threat monitoring. We issue early detection of threats and warning, and this system can also be extended to monitor oceanic perimeters of human inhabited areas near the coast, and maybe by deploying a set of buoys, all of which communicate with the base station. And the future work along these directions could actually lead to detection of could lead to features like the system could just flag the cloud whenever it discovers a marine species or a variant of it that it has never seen before, and this could actually help with underwater research. Lethal species sighting and other marine optical and acoustic data collected through the buoys can be stored on the cloud, and data analytics and studying patterns of the marine ecosystem can be used. Is definitely a collateral advantage. Uh, we also intend to implement a system where we actually after detecting the species, we could go on to track the species exactly and intensify the frequency of the alarm beeps at the coastal region, so that to give a more real-time alert and status of the approaching danger. And finally, like I had already mentioned, the multiple buoys always be deployed. Can always be deployed so that to increase the field of vision and reducing blind spots in general. So that will be the future scope of our proposed system. And finally, that brings us to the end of the presentation of the idea. And our team consists of 6 members, all from SSN College of Engineering in Chennai. And we are mentored by Dr. Saktivel Murugan, who is an associate professor at the EC department and is the principal investigator at the Underwater Acoustic Research Lab. And our second mentor is Mr. Abhishek Premanandan, who is an industrial machine learning expert. And he's also an SSN EC alumnus, and he has a domain experience of 4 years. And that brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you.